Are you garbage?
Did you ever play by the train tracks growing up? Was that a thing?
Didn't have train tracks in
Okay.
the town, yeah. I would have liked to.
Of course,
we played in
yeah.
culverts. That was the big go-to.
What's that?
Culvert's like a tunnel under a road.
Oh, yeah. Those
Yeah.
are a good time. You find
Yeah.
one of those.
We
Yeah.
played Tunnel Town, hang
Yeah.
out down there.
Tunnel Town?
That was our big game as a kid.
Was it like a system of tunnels or just like one tunnel?
One big tunnel right underneath Highway 86.
What was
Yeah.
the game?
Just hang out in the tunnel, but
Tunnel
it was called
Town,
Tunnel
dude.
Town,
Yeah.
you know?
Okay, so it's
Yeah.
not like you guys like tried to. It's not like this. You tried to do like The Sims.
We didn't build our own society.
Yeah.
yeah.
There wasn't a school board or anything.
Yeah.
I got to be honest with you. That's what I really thought.
No,
you
we
were
didn't
doing
have
down
an HOA.
there. County commissioner.
Keeping meeting minutes and shit.
Any magicians in the family?
No, dude.
That's crazy.
Yeah. I mean,
You tell us about Tunnel Town, and all of a sudden I'm a jerk off.
Any magicians? No, dude. My dad, legendary pull the thumb off guy.
Yeah.
That was his go-to move when he was a substitute teacher initially. He'd whip his thumb off, and there was this kid named Cameron Rao who thought he could actually do it until like we graduated high school.
Was he a substitute teacher in your school?
In the middle school. By the time I only had him once, and it was for gym class.
Okay.
And then by the time he was doing that, he was a special needs teacher initially, and then substitute teacher for a couple of years, and then became a 4th grade teacher at a charter school where he like graduated or retired from.
There is such a duality.
It's wild.
It's crazy.
I mean, it does. I guess it doesn't sound weird until someone else sees.
I mean,
it. You
it's-
guys are a mirror held up to my experience.
It's actually kind of fantastic, to be honest with you, because there is that garbage element, but like yes, was an alcoholic, gets himself out of that, special needs teacher,
Yeah.
gives back to the community, football
Yeah,
coach and all that kind of stuff.
yeah. And he was a football coach while he was still having a sweet sip or two. He used to pick me up with a Red Dog 20-ouncer, drive me home, and
A
then be
Red
like,
Dog.
Yeah,
Remember that?
Red
You mean
Dog?
those red ales?
No. That was
No.
Killian's Irish Red. or
Oh,
something.
and
Red
those
Dog
Red Dog
just
was they
some
came
malt liquor.
heavy in the fucking 90s.
Yeah,
a lot
yeah.
of branding.
Damn.
It was like a red pit bull or like boxer or
I
something.
Yeah.
believe it's made by Milwaukee's Best. It's their like PBR sub brand.
I
Yeah.
believe that. Yeah.
I don't think it's still around either. I
Oh,
don't
you
know.
can get it
Oh,
you
yeah?
can.
in Chicago. Yeah.
Oh, I've never seen it.
I had a question, but I'm sure it's going to be a yes. And it's, have you gone to high school football games where no family member was playing?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, of course.
Oh yeah.
All
I
right.
went to a high school football game last year, and I called the AD and was like, "Hey, can I come on the field?" And they were like, "It's COVID," and I was like, and they were like, "Come on down." So,
Really?
Yeah, I went on the field, wore my letter jacket.
Holy shit.
33 years old. Wild move.
That's pretty nuts.
Wow.
Yeah,
And ever been on the local news for any reason?
yeah. I was in the Denver Post as a child because they did a thing about men who stayed home to raise their kids. Because my mom had the better job, so when I was born, my dad quit his job, stayed home to raise me.
She had that Fed money.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So
That's a good
yeah, I
job.
was before I had memories. I was in the Denver Post,
Hmm.
but I was in the local newspaper a lot for like
For football.
honor roll, football, that kind of shit.
Okay. Not too bad.
Hmm.
Not too bad. Ever recommend a book to somebody that you didn't read?
No, I recommend books. I love books. I read
Mhm.
a lot of literature. So if someone wants me to recommend a book, I give them like a sincere, like I think you would actually like this. Because when
Okay.
people read books, you don't want to waste their time. Like if they're actually going to take a chance on a book, you want them to
You want
like
it to be, yeah.
Yeah.
Want it to click.
God damn it, he's pulling himself out of it. Because that's really classy.
I don't know. Yeah, I mean, yeah, okay.
The magician thing. That's where I lost it.
Do you know how to tie a tie? I'm assuming no.
I wear bolo ties.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know
That's
if
a
I've ever
first.
worn a regular tie except for at my wedding.
Really?
My uncle tied that for me.
Now, is that kind of the thing out there? Bolo ties nobody would bat an eye at that.
No, yeah, it's
Yeah,
high
that's like-
class.
yeah,
out
But
there.
if you went to a wedding out here for like a comic or something like that, you'd rock the bolo tie?
I'd rock the bolo.
And you'd wear those one pair of pants?
No, I would. I mean, if someone's having a sweet special memory, I don't want to be the guy who is in the photos looking like shit.
Mm-hmm.
So I will like go to the nines for people's big deals. You know?
Cool.
Man, that's
class.
real classy.
Well, I heard you
right
guys
there.
talking about attending that lady's wedding, and you're gonna, dress up.
Yeah,
and
we
stuff.
just
100%.
got back. We got
Yeah.
back yesterday.
But I was just, when you said, I have one pair of pants, I'm staunch on wearing shorts, I didn't know if you broke that rule for anybody.
No, it's not about me. It's about her.
Wow.
You know.
Wow.
That's fucking good.
Garbage would have been like, yeah, man, I don't do it. I'll show up in khakis and
No.
an Eagles jersey.
It's
I don't
just so
give a shit.
try hard to be trash.
It is.
It's like you're gonna wear the T-shirt with the tuxedo on it. That's hack. That's been done to death.
There might have been somebody at the wedding with that happening.
Oh, yeah?
And it was like my head exploded. I was sitting next to Paul Verzi. He's like, "You believe this? You believe?" He was in the back row losing it.
You choose.
Whatever happened to the cow with the blueberry?
Oh, they slaughtered it for meat.
Really?
Yeah, one day it wasn't there.
Wow.
And then we got a side of beef like 2 weeks later.
Ouch.
Yeah.
Tastes like blueberries?
Yeah.
Oh, it's good. Yeah. Yeah.
A little bit of milk, nothing wrong with it.
Mike, it tastes the marshmallows.
That's Colorado Wagyu.
Just to jump back to that, did you have other friends in the neighborhood? Or was it really...
No, I mean, it was so like.
So you were solo with your sister
And the lunch meat.
and
My-
the lunch meat. All right, so now the lunch meat makes a little more sense.
Yeah, we didn't have to like that long sojourn to town in the wagon train, you know. It's
Right.
tough. My
Who would
parents-
you hang out with? You said who would you play Tunnel Town with?
Oh, that would be when I was at my aunt's house, or my aunt and my grandpa lived right next door to each other in town.
Uh-huh.
So my cousins and the kids from the neighborhood would play Tunnel Town. There was also a big mound of dirt that we would go play on top of and play King of the Hill.
But they weren't
Man.
really, they were like adjacent friends. Does that make sense? They weren't
Yeah.
like your buddies.
No, like they were the kids in town. So like,
Okay.
you know, you had the ragtag bunch of kids who would hang out and chase the hoop down the street.
Did you grow up with them and become like friends with them in high school and all that stuff? Like were they?
They were older than me. So I mean, I guess they were adjacent. They were my cousin's friends. Then I would
Yeah.
go along with them and they would make me smoke cigarettes and like look at porno and I would
yeah. all right.
pretend to enjoy it.
Garbage. Yeah,
Yeah.
no, I got you.
Yeah.
All right, yeah. All right, that makes sense.
Couple of
So the
street
cow
cubs.
really was one of your best friends.
Yeah, for sure.
And then they slaughtered it.
They killed it
Jesus.
for sustenance. My parents grew up on County Road 150. Like that's how far out in the county we were.
Damn.
Yeah.
Bonkos.
I'm not even sure what that means. The higher the number, the further out.
No, it's just like, you know, some people grow up on like blueberry like I got blueberry brain. You know, you have like fun names for and then we
Gotcha.
just,
You
like-
were. It was more count. Yeah, I got you.
That's
like-
why. That's what was my first question, but I didn't want to ask you because you said that they lived there.
Yeah.
So that's trash. Yeah, it's not like
Blueberry Lane. or
Wood
whatever.
Maple Circle, or
Right.
something nice.
And also everyone in Elizabeth knows where the Tallents live.
Okay.
It's that small of a community and they've been there for so long.
I love that it's so family, like the town. Everybody knows where the
is.
Tallents live. Everybody has the same profession in the other family.
Who's the biggest family in town? Who's the richest family in town?
The
Is there one?
Christiansens.
Really?
Yeah. For
Those
sure.
motherfuckers.
Yeah. 100% the Christiansens. Bart Christensen, lovely guy, Mormon family, LDS. He was one of my basketball coaches, and he had like 9 kids, and they all became dentists. He was a dentist. They would go on mission.
Really?
Chad Christensen was in my grade, good friend of mine. Legendary dick.
Really? Packing heat?
Dude, my friend Amanda was dating him in high school. I was student council president, and we were having like a student council meeting. And I remember one of the girls, Melanie, was like, "Amanda, what's Chad's dick like?" And she was like, "I don't know. You know, it's like just like doing this thing."
And
it's
you're like, what the
it's like,
fuck?
I would have started with length, but
Yeah,
she's talking.
went-
It was a fucking tall can of Red Dog. you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Real quick, Sam's like, meeting adjourned.
Yeah, exactly.
Holy
Burn the note.
shit.
And you're a liar. Burn this whore.
Yeah.
She needs to be committed.
I'm pouting.
Are there any long-standing beefs?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah, the Loonies. Everyone hates the Loonies.
Of course.
Yeah.
I mean, what on-brand name for that? Those goddamn loonies down there.
Yeah, Carl Looney was the town drunk, and he would just rub everyone the wrong way. But they had this place. Kevin Looney was a year younger than me, and they had the Crab Shack where you could go and smoke weed and cigarettes whenever you want because Carl didn't give a shit about what
What?
his kids were up to.
Oh, the Crab Shack was like a house on their like a.
It was
like a
made of aluminum siding and
Gotcha.
shit. You know?
Yeah.
Is that why it's called a crab shack, or was that just another name you guys gave it?
No, that's just the name that I knew it as. You know.
Is that now?
Everything's got a little name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Would somebody else have a Crab Shack, or that was the name of
No,
that dwelling?
there was one unique Crab Shack.
Okay.
And it was on the Loonies.
What a cool name for that.
And every
pretty
now and
cool.
then Carl would come in and be like, "Tough guys rule," and then he would go fall down somewhere.
This guy sounds like a straight shooter, if you ask me.
He was cool.
Yeah.
He'd buy us beer if we bought him beer.
Shout out to the loonies.
It sounds like a pretty good town to grow up in.
It was great, man.
It's a self-sustaining economy for a drunk.
Except for the
Hey, you
violence
buy
and
me
the
a
meth.
couple? A lot of violence?
Oh yeah, just like fights at the skate park type shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably tough kids too, really hurting each other,
Yeah.
like cracking
Dude.
jaws and stuff.
The worst one, I'm not gonna say his name, but there was a fight between like the jocks and the skaters, whatever you want to call them, the kids who smoked weed, and I was like in between, so I had to go, but I couldn't pick a side. And luckily, this kid showed up, and he was the toughest one, so everyone piled on him. And he just pulled out a can of bear mace, covered his face, and spun in a circle, and maced like 35 people all at once. And that was the end of that fight.
Pretty fucking sweet.
It was a cool move. Yeah. He's using technology.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was chemical warfare.
I got nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
That's fantastic.
There's
Were
nothing else to do besides like fight. And
Of
do
course,
drugs.
of
Were you a
course.
pretty big guy, or are there other big guys in town?
No, I was the biggest.
You were the
Yeah.
biggest dude in town.
Uh-huh.
Did you have to fight a lot?
No, because the beauty of where I came from is the fact that like there were really no sectarian beefs. Like if you were a cowboy or you ended up being a goth or whatever, we all went to school from kindergarten on. So it's like Andy Quinn might be king of the rodeo, but I do remember when he, shit his pants in second grade on the field. trip.
Sure.
So it's like
It's
everyone
like a
was pretty
family
tight.
kind of. Yeah,
exactly.
Everybody knows everybody's skeletons in the closet.
Yeah, and
Right.
you can never become too cool because like we were
You shit your
there.
pants.
Yeah,
Ah,
exactly.
okay.
Yeah.
Huh.
I like
yeah.
that.
But
Yeah.
like Colton Mason, Andy Quinn, they were some big cowboy dudes, and luckily I never rubbed them the wrong way because they were very, very good at violence.
Man, see the way he says that.
I know. His word choice is, I'm
I
fascinated.
feel like I'm talking to Crazy Joe Davola.
I welcome intruders. Whew, man. There's been sentences I'm supposed to be the smart guy on the podcast. There's sentences you said where I'm like, I got nothing on that.
Yeah, I'm still not really sure what sectarian meant.
Yeah, that sectarian beef. I literally thought it was an animal.
You get that with Brené sauce? What's the deal?
You leave that in the oven overnight? What are we doing?
What was the sideburn situation?
It seems pretty serious.
In the town as a whole,
No,
was there
Is
any?
this on brand with the town?
no, I was the mutton chop guy. Man.
Okay, so was there any dads or teachers or family members that didn't have sideburns?
A lot of people did not have sideburns.
Like, I mean, like where you notice it, where like they have none, where they go high.
Like above the ear.
you know what I'm talking
sure,
about?
I do know what you mean, like that permanent bowl cut type situation.
Crazy.
Yeah, no, there was a lot of that going on.
Really?
Yeah, and
That's
then
a
there was
bad
just
look.
people who didn't give a shit and would have beards some days, and then they would
Sure.
cut it down a little bit.
Okay.
But I don't think they were a permanent fixture.
The no sideburns thing. I've seen some dads that try to rock that, where it's literally like just a straight line here, completely shaved.
Yeah.
It's
And
like an
you
alien
look-
tried to make a human.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's bad when they don't get the haircut on the sides. They just trim. You see them trim the sideburns themselves, and you're like, you went too high on them.
Right.
Yeah. Or the back. Did you ever see them do it themselves on the
Oh,
back?
Oh,
those
it's-
guys are always wearing Oakleys, I
Yeah.
feel.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's heinous.
All right, so that was a lot of that you're saying.
I think that because it was, it's still a kind of a cowboy town. So any
Sure.
kind of like trying to look cool
Yeah.
or, Toby would have got dragged behind a truck.
Oh man.
Yeah, for sure.
If they could have caught me, I'd be skating pretty fast.
Yeah.
Yeah, you would have been
Have
the
to be
bull
a-
troll.
Would have to be a Ford or something to get me.
Yeah.